Welcome back, everybody. All right, so kind of wanted to address a couple things here. So it's been a minute since I put a video on the channel there. We've been going through some tough times with our dog, with our son's dog. He's got a cancer tumor. It's a tissue. They call it a tissue. It only forms in the tissue, and his is in his nasal gland area, but it's pretty large size. It's kind of like I think she said it was like a stage 3 considered. It's just been a really rough time. The vet bills are super high. It's not good at all. None of it is, and people go through stuff like this every day. Excuse me, but I just haven't had no really desire, to do much. Not that I don't care about the channel or anything, and I know you got stuff, that has to be dealt with in life, but sorry guys, I'm trying to do this with as best as I can here. So we've been treating it with radiation. He's got a couple days left. It's like 10 days straight that they put him through this hell is what I'm looking at. But they can't promise much. It's very expensive, very, very expensive. This whole thing has been a total nightmare. He's a young pup. He's like 4 years old. He shouldn't even have this. It's really rare. The only thing we can come up with is when my son lived where he used to live in these apartments up in North Columbus. They would spray the lawns and stuff with that whatever they spray it with, and they never would tell you, hey, keep your pets on this side of the area for this week. We sprayed. None of that. So you could literally go outside and smell the strength of the stuff. So imagine what an animal is going through when they go out to sniff around and use the restroom. It's just going right into there. So luckily it's not like in his brain or inside of him. They've checked him. He's a super healthy dog other than that, but he can't breathe well. It's sad to watch him just try to get through. Sorry guys. We're hoping for the best, Hang on one second. Sorry guys, this is so hard. It's really just, it's something real hard to deal with when you're, this much of a, we're big, pet lovers. They're the, they will love you more than anybody can or will. I'm telling you, it's just in their nature to be, there for you. And we're trying to be there for him, and we don't know, So anyways, guys, I don't want to make this a bad video and on whatever, but we're dealing with that, and we're trying to get through all that. But we're hoping for the best. We're really hoping for the best. But I wanted to fill you guys in. I've said it before on this channel that I'm very transparent. I'm not no hider on anything that I do or work on or just anything. I try to stay transparent. Just it keeps things real, So we are going to maybe try to do like a GoFundMe thing and post it just to try to help out on the bills. The bills are very, very, to not be sure of anything and just kind of go off of what it has been for other people. It's not too assuring, but you don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. Nobody does. They don't give you that. They don't give you the correct. I don't even know how to put it. You just don't know what option to make. Everything's so expensive. If you don't do it, if you do it, what do we do? We're just so lost with it. Nobody can tell you anything. It's just like you got to do this for yourself. You got to do this by yourself and for yourself and just figure it out. There is no Oh yeah, I did that and this. We tried. There is bad stories out there. There's good stories out there. They're just, but you got to decide it for yourself. But they make it hard for you to decide with how much everything costs. I'll tell you, when this is all done, it's going to be in the $9,000-$10,000 range. I know a lot of you guys probably think that's super crazy. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud. But to us, it's not. He's our kid, and oh man, it's horrible. But that's what it's been, guys. I may try to make like I said, like a little video on him and a GoFundMe video for him. If you guys go look back in my shorts, you can see him in there. I've done a few videos with him. He's super great. He loves other animals. Man, he doesn't have a mean bone in his body. Oh man, I'm sorry, you guys. One sec. Sorry, guys, I got to get it together here. So that's what it's been, guys. It's been a bad deal. But what we're gonna do here, I want to make a little video here on these. If you got seat cushions at your house, I already took this one off. I just unzipped it and then folded it inside out. I'm already cut it apart. But you know what I mean? It's like for a chair or your furniture in the house or whatever. So I want to make a quick video on this just to get something out. I wanted you guys to know what's going on. I know people get discouraged when people don't post on their channel and it runs them off. I'm sorry. I really am. It's already hard enough to do this channel before this even happened. With having to work. I keep saying it. I mean, I don't know. But it's going slow, the channel. I wish it would go faster. I don't know what else to do. I really don't. You can only ask people to share videos and whatever, so much, and hit the like button, whatever it needs to be for YouTube to keep these videos, up in the feed for you, or the algorithm going on it. It's really hard. It really is. And not everybody's going to, people just click on them, watch them, and they shut them off. I get it. I do it sometimes too when I'm looking through videos, but it's really a simple thing to do, and it's just, you don't think of it. You don't think of it when you're watching them most of the time or whatever. That's why I try to remind people throughout the video, please subscribe and share and like and all that stuff. Make a comment. And it's, it is what it is, guys. I mean, I'm going to keep trying to do it as best that I can, that I know, and just hopefully it gets better. But anyways, I'm going to show you guys how to make these cushions today, for if you got something at your house and something's ripped on you or whatever, and you want to fix it, or you want to make a new piece for it, what have you. You know what I mean? It's pretty simple. And like I said before, you can go to Walmart or anywhere and buy yourself a little machine, a little sewing machine. And the only trick to it is you crank up the stitch length, put the biggest needle you can in it that you can for that machine, and get a decent thread for that needle. That's on your top sewing to make the length longer. But on the machines, you're not going to get like a length like on these industrial ones. So what I mean by that is, I always say you want to keep your stitching shorter when you're sewing your seams together. It's just stronger. You don't want to have a wide sew when you're doing that, because if you pull apart if you look at these are, you can't see them, but they're close together, and that's how you want them. If they were to be like when you top sew the wider stitch, when you pull it apart here at the seam, you would see a bigger, in between hole, and you don't want that. So anyways, you can, like I said, you could do it with the house, machine that you get at Walmart or whatever. There's, especially on something like this, it's not super thick, and you can repair your stuff at home yourself. You know what I mean? You don't need to look at it all ripped up. You can take it apart and fix it. But in this video, I want you guys to just see how simple that is, and I just want to get a video out there for you guys this week, and I'm going to hopefully get back into the groove of things next week and get this Planish hammer finished, and we have a really cool big project in the shop that we're going to be doing. Super cool. Please hang in there, guys, and bear with me, you know, as I'm going through all this stuff and just trying to give you guys content, and just please bear with me. All right, let me get situated here. I'm going to get the steamer cut back on. It already started faster today for some reason. I don't know why. Usually it takes about a half hour or so. Today it was like 15 minutes and it was already steaming. But I'm going to get it back going. I don't know where I did my black cord. Okay. I'm going to get it back going as soon as it starts steaming. Actually, I am going to do this off camera. So this was originally starting to tear. As you can see here, it was really starting to tear on them. That's why he's wanting to redo them. So what I'm going to do off camera, I'm going to take them apart. And the way I do that is, if it's not torn and you're just wanting to recover something, just fold it inside out and start taking out your stitching with a little X-Acto or whatever kind of a blade. Just get under your stitch, get it started, and then once you have it going, you can start to open it, give it a quick cut like, and just keep on. Once you get going here, hold on, somebody sewed this 1,000,000 times and across. Anyhow, I want to get, okay, here we go. Okay, once you get it open, then you can, it's going to be different if you're right or left-handed, but I try to keep pressure on it and pull it apart a little bit, and then just cut and pull through it. Now, they do make, let me go grab this real quick, hang on. They do make these. These are like a stitch cutter thingy. Anyways, you could take that and you just get up in there and just start, same thing. And these are pretty cool because it kind of goes through it a little bit better, some people think or believe, and it does at certain times. But if you got a sharp X-Acto in there, it can go through just as quick too. You don't need these fancy, and these ain't fancy, they're only a couple dollars, but I mean, looking at just tearing right off. I want you guys to at least see how this works. Try to get you a better shot here. When I pull it apart, the thread fits down in that little U down in there, and you can just, whatever cuts it, and just go around, take your patterns apart, and then when you're done, and if you don't have a steamer, you don't got to go out and buy one. You can just lay it out flat, put you some kind of weights on the corners of it when you put it over your material to draw your pattern out. I just do it because I got one and I do upholstery work. So that's why I'm going to use it. But at home, everybody's not going to have a steamer. You can use like a clothes steamer if you have a clothes steamer. Anything that will, a heat gun. If you got a heat gun, just don't get it too hot. Just kind of do it and watch it when you're doing it, and keep it flat with something heavy. And you can use a heat gun. I'm actually surprised. This is leather here on the top part, and then this is not. People think all their seats in their cars are all leather, and they'll swear up and down, no, this is all leather. They told me at the dealership. Well, it's not. I'm here to tell you. Sorry to break the news to you, but it's not. But I'm going to go around, cut all these apart. I just wanted to show you real quick. Now these have ripples in the corners, we're going to sew them back in too. Gives it a little, you know, ripple effect in the corners. So, and that's going to matter when we cut our pattern, because it's going to make it a little bit oblongy outgoing kind of. So let me finish this up. I'll get it apart. The steamer will be going. We can get to the next part here. All right, guys, we got them all, everything apart. Got our zipper over there. We'll have to make one piece of piping. So I think the easiest way to do this is we're going to measure these, which they're 3.5. So what we'll do is we'll go, let's mark this 3.5. One down here. It's going to be easier than trying to pattern those, because it's straight. They're straight. So we don't. All we'll do is fix the ends, or you know, make the little curve out. Get this here, all the way across. Okay. Now what we'll do is this one is 27.5. So we'll go 27.5 on this one. 27.5. Okay, this one probably the same. Looks like it, anyways. Yes, 27.5. So let's come over. Actually, let's go this way because I'm going to put my end. I'll show you here in a second. 27.5. 27.5. Okay. Now, what I mean, why I did that is because this curve out here, or notch out, whatever you want to call it, I'm just going to put it even down here to the end. Put my marks in it. Real simple. This one, same thing. Put it down here. I should use my weight, but that's okay. Okay, that's that. Same thing on these. Let's go. These are, let's go 5.5. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. It's actually 5.25, I think. Maybe. Let's see if they just cut it wrong. Nope, 5.5. Okay. So 5.5. We'll go down to here because I don't think it's going to be full length. 5.5 by, looks like 16.75 on this one. 16.75. And this one is, looks like 15.5. Okay, let's go 15.5. So we'll come up with this one, 15.5. This just makes it easier and you'll have a cleaner pattern. 15.5. Let's draw our straight line. And that's going to end right there. Put these in. We'll put our curves in here in a minute. Let's make our marks in these. And then this one. Okay, now this one gets a, alright, and then we need to put a curve on it. We can clean that up with the scissors. And there's our clean pattern. We'll do the same down here. I'm just trying to mimic it the best I can here. That's it. Okay, that's those. Now, what sucks is we're going to lose, no matter what, a little bit more than we need to. I don't know why I'm not using my weights. Oop. Those have some marks in them, or notches. Nothing in the middle? Nope. Got some here. Okay. Now we can draw a straight line here. Alright, there's that one. We are going to use the vent screen, the old one. There's nothing wrong with it. And our zipper. Okay, I'm going to cut these out and make the top piece and cut it out. And then I'll also cut off a piece so we can make our piping, listing, whatever you want to call it. And I'll bring you guys back here shortly when we're getting ready to start putting these together. Alright, let's start with our make our piping real quick. I had a piece that was already the length of it up on my spool there, so kind of worked out. I was gonna tell you guys, sorry if I'm going backwards a little, but I forgot to say it a little bit ago, but like before you take your cushion apart or whatever you're trying to repair or fix, I always say it, and I always like to remind too, take some pictures. Take some pictures both ways, before you take it apart, after you take it apart, and flip it inside out. That way you can kind of see, and you can number like how the things go together, like so you don't get confused on what gets sewed first. But I'll try to kind of give you an idea here as we're sewing things on how the perspective of it is. Usually, it's something you don't do every day, so you know you're not going to know exactly what to try to look for, or, you know, stuff like that. But oh man, I ain't paying attention. Ran out of thread. Whoop. Cut it off first. I might as well change this real quick on. This is you got to lift up. On the FAF you don't. You just and I always start my new one that way. It's you know, I'm ready again. But on these you put the thread that way and you bring it up towards that slot. Sorry if I'm not in the camera, I can't really tell. And then it just fits back in there. On the machines that I was talking about earlier, it ain't going to be like this. You'll probably have a top feed in it. But however your thing is, if it's got a bobbin winder on the side, always start a new one. So that way, and then I just start back behind it a little bit, lock the stitch, and then once I get to the area where it quit, hang on, I'll also lock it there real quick a little bit, just so I know that. Now I gotta try to hit my holes where I ran out. I think I got them. Yep. Well, okay, there we go. And just clean these up so you don't have no threads sticking through nowhere once we sew them. All right. Now what we're gonna do is what I probably should have done first. Like I said, I'm not all here, guys. Sorry, I'm a little down and out, but I'm going to sew the zipper part together. Give me 1 second. Okay, once again, I use this ever since it was introduced. Make sure I'm doing this right. So that one's going to go that way, and when I sew it, then we'll flip it back over and do a top sew. Yep, okay. We want our zipper out, so let me show you. But anyways, talking about this tape, I love it because it keeps it in place, and I don't have to. And it's ready, available to anybody. You can get it on Amazon. I think they call it. I don't know if it's called basting tape or. But it's super sticky, and it is so awesome. Like I said, you don't have to hold your stuff in place. You can just stick it together and sew it. I keep thinking I'm doing this wrong. I hope not, because this stuff's hard to get off once you peel it and do it. Okay. Well, we're about to find out, ain't we? Like I said, I'm not all here, guys. All right. So I'm going to leave a little overhang over here. And that'll have plenty there. Okay, I'll start down here. Start taping or sticking. And this is the part you would be trying to hold on the machine. And I've done it for years without this stuff. I just, now that I started, when I did that boat stuff, I've been using it ever since. I just absolutely love it. Okay, I'm going to sew that down real quick. Let's go over here. Okay, so let me make sure here. So once we do that, we'll flip it over. Yep, and do our top sew. Yep, and then the zipper will be out. I just wanted to double check real quick. So I'm going to keep this, I'm going to try to sew it just about a 1/4 of an inch in. Yep, that's on 8. Yeah, see, you ain't got to hold nothing, you just go with it, sew it. Now I'm using my welting foot on this whole thing because we're going to be doing welting on the top, on that top one. You see how nice it makes this. Now I'm going to leave that needle down, open this zipper up, try to go past my, sometimes it's a little difficult, get my zipper beyond there. There we go. Okay, finish it off. Okay, now we'll do our top sew on this one. So all we got to do is stick it to the other side and do the same thing. Now on this side, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to run my edge of the inside of this bottom foot to the edge of that. Let me get started here at least. And guys, this is going to be at the back of your couch. So if you're worried about making it beautiful, don't worry about it. Just sew it up. Because it's going to be, you're never going to see it again anyways. Okay, now, let's go to this point, and then I'll zip that back down. May not have to, but I'm just going to do it anyways. Just so we don't hit it. Okay. Alright. There's one side. I'm going to stick that on the other one and bring it back over. Okay, I stuck that down. I just made sure it was even. And let's go ahead and sew it on there real quick. And then we'll flip it around and do the top sew. This makes it so nice. You can just let it feed through and not have to worry about holding it. Well, like I said, I've done this for so long without, but once you start using it, it's hard to not use it again. I can probably go without open. Oh, nope. Let me try to get the zipper open. Yeah, it's hard to do this without anymore. Come on, get going. There we go. Oh, I didn't pull it out of there. Crap. Alright. I'm just going to pull back so the needle drops behind again. Okay. Alright. Let's do our top sew. I'm going to keep it flowing the same way since I use that same edge on my on the other way when we just did it. So we'll go the same way. Use the same part of the foot for a guide. That way you can try to get some evenness to it. Let me try to zip that up. There we go. Okay. Keep my edge over. Now, I dropped it. Or, I let it unfold. Come on now, stay. Here we go. Okay, now that's done. What we can do is sew the sides on it. These things got a little fraying in them. Not that it matters. Getting ready to be sewed up. All right, let me go grab those. Oh, I got them. Okay, so now we know the side with the T in it, if you want to call it. I'm going to open that zipper just past where our seam's going to be. I'm going to lay that over it. Out right there. Come in about a 1/2 inch. Now what I'm going to do is sew across first. Make sure that's about closed, as if the zipper shut it. And then I'll back stitch right across that zipper again. Okay, now it was sewed here in the area I'm getting ready to sew it. You don't probably have to do it, but it had a little sew going from, let me go along a little bit, about a 1/2 inch, right across that side. For whatever reason, I don't know. I'm just putting it back in because it was in there. That's why I said take you pictures so you can put it back the way it was. But when I unstitched it, that was sewed in there like that. I don't know if you really don't need it, because look, it's closed there anyways. There's nothing, and once we top sew that, you're really gonna not need it. So I don't know why they did it, but I'm gonna do it just because it was done before. Let's go this way with this one. All right, let's put our top sew in. I'm gonna go this way with it. Something I didn't do that I just told you guys I was gonna do is start that bobbin. I'm gonna have to start it here in a minute when we're doing a longer run. Just so your next bobbin is ready. You know what I mean? Okay. Now we'll put a little center notch in this, and I'll show you why here. I'm going to put that right down the middle of that zipper, just so both sides are even, because we know that side is because of the T. All right. I don't know why I don't got my needle staying up instead of down. I usually don't do the down part unless I'm doing a bunch of like sewing. Let me fold this up. In fact, I'm going to set that up now. Just top sew it. See, I don't even got to touch it no more. Because if you watch that video where we put that on there, it's set to where it's perfectly in top dead center. So when I pull my thread out, it goes out nice. Okay, there's that. There's our zipper working. Now, let's go ahead and sew our, hang on one second, I'm gonna go grab it. Okay, let's sew our breather, if you will, if you want to call it that. Pull some of these out real quick, just so we don't see them. You can always pull them out after too, if you want. Try to hit it right back on that. Just to the inside of it, or to the back side of it, so we're not now this one doesn't get a top stitch or anything. It just gets sewed on. Okay, that's our bottom right there. Get some of these little frays out. That stuff will fray. Once we sew it, we'll be all right. Okay, now let's do I'm going to put our piping around just so it's on there. Okay, we're going to take this thing, start
Start right there. Go back so. Now I'm going to bring it right up to this almost first notch. I'm going to fold that under about 3/4 of an inch maybe. Thing is, we got to remember for the other side too. Actually, I better try to get these all folded, or at least these two coming up. Let's go about the old one. The old one looked like it was about an inch, but I don't know. I want to go. Let's see. I'm trying to pre-fold them under, so all we got to do is whip it around here. This is a little difficult. I ain't done this in so long. There's no like real wrong way or right way. Just you're trying to make it look good on both sides. Now the trick is, let's get it down here. You know what? Let me start this. I've been saying I'm going to start that for the past. I'm going to run out and not have any. What I do is, I'll get that where I need it and get this going. Kind of hold on to the thread till it starts to wind it. Because once you get it going, you don't need to hold it no more. Okay, now I'm going to cut this excess off. Alright, now, back to business. So there was, you know what? Why does this only got 2 in it? Let me take my old, hang on. I think I missed one. Let's see. There's that one. There's that one. Yep, we missed one right here. There we go. Okay. Now, just so they're all in the same spot. So about the same amount. We probably went about 1/2 to 3/4, I'd say. Let me get going on this a little bit. Fold this last one. We can always straighten it up and make it look good after. Okay. The wrinkle effect. And when that folds over that chair, let me kind of show you over here. So now, when this goes around that, that's kind of the effect we're going to have. Okay. Well, we did it right because it fits it nice. All right, now this is going to go. Let me see. I think it just goes down to the end. Yep, just where that curve is, it'll stop, and then the other one will flow right into it. All right, so what we're going to do is, I'm going to find center here. I already got a notch in this one. We'll kind of walk it around where we're going to start point over here, and then we'll sew that one on. And then we'll have to do is sew the bottom on it. So let me get back over here. Okay, I got my center notches cut out of that. I just put one in that. All I did was just fold it over even and cut it. So now I'm going to set my center, walk it around, give myself a rough estimate. I'm surprised they didn't have no notches cut in none of this. But they also do this every single day. They're making these couches and stuff every single day. So for them to not need none of that, that says a lot. Alright. I'm going to put a notch right here. So I know that that notch starts at the top of this thing. Just so when you get situated and everything else, you don't lose it. Okay. Let's start back up here. Right there. I'm actually gonna start a little below it. I can always come back because I don't know why. I don't think this continues into this. I think the other one comes just sews like right around the whole base of it. So let's just start right below it. If we have to, we'll finish that off here in a second. That way we know for sure we're not doing something messed up here. Okay. This is kind of hard to do without hitting my mic. I'm trying not to hit it. All I'm doing is just walking around this curve, every curve. You can do the same with the bottom too. Bring it around under, just so it's following. It just takes a little bit of practice, but it's nothing difficult. Really, it's not, guys. Now what I'll do is, since there's no, I'm gonna put that needle to stop down again. Here's where I like it to stop down when I'm doing stuff like this. Let's go a couple. There we go. Let's just make sure this is gonna happen the way we did it. Hold that corner. Yep. Okay. So we are going correct. And what we'll do here on this end, hold on a second. I'm going to come up right just so what we want to do, I think I want to stop the same width as, hold on, let me think about this. I'm going to go one more. Needles dropped, lift my leg, and bring this around, feed all this right. What I should have done was cut that corner. Yep, I knew I was forgetting something. Now, I probably cut it in the wrong spot. That's okay. Let's see if I'm still gonna fall. Yep, all right, I just cut that in the wrong spot. I'm kind of rusty on this doing corners and stuff. I haven't done any in so long. Notches lined up. Let's see if we can figure this side out. Okay. So what we want, if I cut it, oh okay, I think I have to cut it right where I stopped the needle. Let's try this. Go one more, and then I'm gonna go back. Just so I'm not in the way there. All right, let's try to trim this here this time. Just before this, okay. All right, see if that does. That's better. That's what you want to do. You want to cut that right where the stitch stops. And when we fold this over, we should have a decent corner. I'm going to back sew that too a little bit. All right. Keep it going. Now what we'll do is, I'm going to stop this in the same spot as we did the other side. Let me go back out. That way I can see for sure what we got going on here. Because I think that just goes there up to the top. And then when we sew that in, the other one, let me see something here. Once that's sewed, this will be a, but why do they have a curve there? There's no curve in it. That's just, I don't know why they have a curve there. If it's straight, it should have been a straight stop. You know what I mean? I don't get that. That's what's got me so confused. Let me put this on the thing and let's see what it does. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, I'm just not sure why they have a curve where it's straight. You know what I mean? See, and when we cut our corners, it's nice and pointy. Let's just see what it does here. Okay, so if that corner comes there and that one comes here, you would want that to be, yeah, it just goes straight up. I don't know why they have a curve there. Yeah, that's just enough to throw someone off. See, why they have a curve right there is beyond me. It should have went straight, because that's a straight cut in this part. This is straight corner. It's not a roundness to it. So why they rounded the side panel is almost had me messed up. So all we got to go is straight off. So let's finish sewing both sides of those. Back over here. That's one thing about using someone else's panels like we just did when we steamed them and used them. You got to pay attention and take pictures. And still, I took pictures and everything, and I'm still kind of confused at it. Not right now because we figured it out, but you know, why would they do that? Had we not looked at it and just kind of thought that it was supposed to go around this or something, we would have just messed that up. So pay attention, because someone else's mistake, or just how they do it. I shouldn't say mistake. That's just how they do it. They cut a bunch of these, and maybe they just figured round both ends so you can use it two ways. I don't know what they was thinking, but and that's probably what it is. If you cut the pattern out with two curves in it, you can you know, flip it either way. So maybe that's what they was thinking. I have no idea. Check, 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 and then check again, because these guys will do stuff. Okay. Yeah, see, that should have just been straight up, because that's going to just fall. When we sew that top one on, it's just going to follow straight across that. And it does come even. But if that was a straight cut, like this, we never would have had this stupid thing in our head. Like that. See, that would have been a straight down sew. Like that. And no confusion would have been brought to mind. Same with this side. It's even up a little higher, but I'm just gonna go, I'll follow through with it when I sew it. And then there'll be a little bit of a, like that part there underneath the chair that we can, you don't even gotta trim it. But it's just, I'm just showing you what the confusion was. Okay, now let me do one thing real quick that they didn't do also. Okay, they got more than one cut on the bottom on these corners. What I'm going to do is, what they should have done was, I'm going to follow through with the top one so our creases in the bottom is the same as the top. And we know where to fold it when we're coming around with the machine. Okay, so we want this one, that one, and this one. I don't care about the other ones. I don't even know why they got 13 of them in there. And this side's a little different. Go here, that one, and that one. So we just got to add one more. Right there. Now we know which one's to fold to match. Guys, I so apologize. That phone cut off. I didn't even realize the phone was that dead. But what I was saying over there was, I don't know when it cut out, but everything's looking kind of straight. I'm going to try to put it on here and see what it looks like before we go jumping the gun. Because we can do some steaming if need be. So let's try to fit this thing in here. At least see what it looks like before I go jumping the gun and taking it back apart to fix something I don't need to fix. Okay, I think that's the bottom. Yeah, I got up to move the camera to come over here, and the stupid thing was dead. But that's my fault, guys. I haven't been, like I said, I ain't been recording or doing anything. So I should have checked it before I started. Probably could have avoided that. These are easier done if there's like a plastic in here, like a trash bag or what have you. We'll try to fit it on here without it. Let's see what we got. And try to zip it. And we'll bump it around a little bit. I mean, all of it is fitting kind of like it was. Yeah, it's fitting pretty good. That needs to go That foam needs to peel these corners out a little bit. I mean, it looks like it did when I took it apart. Put it that way. I think it's it, guys. It looked just like this. I mean, other than crappy. Those are all in the same spot. Yeah, we're in the same spots. I think the way it fits his chair, it's kind of like a weird thing here is why they did this. Because this here is strange to me. The way I would have done it would have been pattern the bottom to the foam, leave these here on the top, curve that around to fit that just right, and then sew the bottom on it and have only these in it up here, not these. I think it's pointless on the bottom, but it's fitting the same way that it was. As he sits on it and gets it, you know, fitting the chair good, and the, you know, the foam fitting in there nice, everything kind of laying where it should, it'll be okay. Yeah, it was like a loose fitting, just like it is, with the wrinkles in the front. That's it. Alright, I think we're good. Hang on one second. Alright guys, like I said, I just wanted to make something real quick to throw out there, just to kind of show you, you can make your own stuff at home. It's nothing hard to it. I mean, you can always take it apart and redo it. There's nothing wrong with none of that stuff. There is no, you know, scientific way of doing this. It's just trial and error, do it. Like these things here, I ain't done these in so long. I totally forgot how to do them. But well, as we went, I figured out I'll just follow the top and we're sewing around it. And that just, it looks just like it did. Just like it did when I took it apart. So, and all this stuff's fitting the same. These seams are about in the same spot on both sides. So we're fine. The bottom black thing, the breather, that's got some stretch in it. Probably what made us, you know, not get it to where we want it. So I had to kind of pull the top around a little bit and stretch it some to get that to fit to where our back mark was going to line up. I don't know how far that cut off on us there, but I just wanted to explain that to you. So yeah, guys, I'm so sorry once again about these videos. Not just, you know, slamming out every week. They will, I promise. This is a big thing right now we're going through. I don't know what else to say. I just went and picked him up from he's got 2 more treatments. Tomorrow's Thursday and Friday, and then they're done. And this morning they told my son that it may never probably go all the way down because of the damage that it's done to his bone in his nose. But it has gone down. It has. But the expectancy of it fully taking care of it is probably really low. We knew that kind of going in. We was just, you know, hoping for the best, you know. So it's very expensive, like I said. But just imagine. I don't know how you guys are with your pets, you know. But some are cat lovers, some are dog lovers. It's the same how we feel about him, you know. He's my grand pup, you know. So there is another plan, just so you guys, I don't want to keep going on this, but once this is all finished, we're going to let him take a break for probably a week or so, just because they said next week's going to probably be pretty rough on him. But there's a thing called RSO oil. It's Rick Simpson oil. It's extracted from the marijuana. Probably, I don't know, 10 years ago. I've always known about it, but 10 years ago, we literally tried it on a friend of mine. He lives just one street over. It's far from here, but one street that way. He had stage 4 prostate, and he couldn't even urine. He couldn't even go to the restroom. And so I said, what are you going to do about it? And he was back then probably in his
late 60s, early 70s, somewhere in there. And he before that, he was a horse trainer. They won a lot of races. He did very well with all that stuff. He didn't want to do the chemo and well, they said they couldn't help him. They gave him less than a month to live then. This was well longer than 10 years ago. I don't want to say none of the stuff, how or what, but I got him some of the oil. And the rule is you have to do 70 grams of it within a month's time for it to cure the cancer, from what is out there on the internet. If you guys want to research this. So I told him about it. He was already kind of hearing somewhat about it from his sister. She lived up in Michigan, and I got him some. Within probably a week, 10 days, he was using the restroom again. Within 2 or 3 weeks to less than a month, he was feeling so good he wanted to go back to training horses, and that's at the time he was going back for his screening. And the doctor told him, whatever you're doing, don't stop it. This is today, I don't know how many years later, 10, 15 years later. He's still here. He's still here. He's not dead. A little older. He's a little grouchier. But, and I didn't know this. 5 years ago, they have 2 cane corsos. 5 years ago, one of them had a tumor on his paw, up above his paw. And so they told him it was inoperable. There's no fixing it. Kind of like what they're saying about Apollo. They can't just, we were like, well, why can't they just cut this out of his nose, fix it, sew it up, and make it, do what they can to make it look good. Just get the stuff out of there. The poor thing can't breathe. If you guys only seen what he goes through. So, same thing with their cane corso. Well, I didn't know this. They started giving him that oil. And he was supposed to die too when they found it. Your pup's going to be done here within weeks probably. Well, they started pounding it in him, probably like the size of a cigarette filter tip, just the roundness of that. They would put little dabs on a parchment paper and freeze them so they were ready. They just put them in the snacks every day. And guys, just to let you know, this stuff, if you take too much of it, you're not going to overdose. There's no side effects. It's not like all this poison they're giving us out here. We have a world of madness is what we have. It's all about the money. This stuff, I watched it fix Jack. His name is Jack. I watched it fix him. He's still here. And up until probably a year or so ago, he was still training horses, still winning races, doing what he loved, using the restroom. He's not doing it anymore, and it's not because of his cancer. He's just getting, there's other things wrong with him. Arthritis is setting in, just a lot of stuff. And now he's like 80 something. But guys, he was dying. He was given so much to live, and he was dying, and now he's still here. His dog, it lived 5 years. It just died a week or two ago. It lives 5 years more. I had no idea they were doing that. I was just told the other day. That's what happened with that dog. And it lived 5 more years. And it didn't die because of the cancer. It also died because it was 15 years old. Them dogs, if you get 11 or 12 out of them, you're doing good. It was 15 years old. Didn't die because of the cancer, because the same thing. Arthritis, his insides, this and that. Just a lot of stuff, complications it was having. It just passed away about a week ago. But what I'm telling you guys is, this RSO oil, and somebody else is doing it right now too. I'm not going to say who, but we got another person on it right now because they was told they had stage 4 lung cancer and something else. They're on it hot and heavy. Before we started taking Apollo to get his treatment, and if you guys are saying, why didn't we just do that instead of spend the money and do the why didn't we just do that instead of going and doing the radiation? It's because when you get to this position and you don't know what decisions to make, they make it hard for you to decide what to do because everything is so expensive. They tell you this, they tell you that, blah, 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 blah. Now listen, I'm all for all this being to learn and to try to figure out new stuff to try to help future problems. I'm not saying experiment on my dog, but I'm saying if what we're doing is going to help make things better later down the road, by all means, let's do it, you know. But there's no positivity in these people at all. It's terrible. It's like, I even asked them, do they condone to this stuff? How do they sleep at night? You know, how do you know what you know? I don't know. So that's why we didn't do that, guys. And so we figured we'll go through this, because what if we did that and something would have happened, or something didn't go right, or whatever, and we would have said, well, we should have just done that, you know, and not, you know. But these are bad things that you have to decide on, guys. This is so bad. This is so bad. I hope we made the right decisions. We are going to put him back on the oil. Before he started going, I started top coating him on the tumor. I made a real liquidy out of coconut oil and some of that stuff, and just made a top coat thing out of it. And we only treated him for a couple of days before he had to go start getting his treatment. But they didn't want him. They didn't want it on him. They didn't want it in him, because they didn't know if it would interfere with the radiation. So we stopped. But I can tell you, from what we did for a couple of days, to us it did look like it helped it a little bit. I'm not going to jump no guns or nothing like that. But anyways, we're going to let him rest. We're going to start him back early on it, and top coating as well. And pray to God we keep this guy around for a while, you know. So I think what I'm going to do here in a minute, since this is done, before I get ready to download this stuff to my computer to start editing, I'm going to let you guys take a look at Apollo. And if you want to go back and watch videos from before that I made with them, you'll be able to see what's going on there, and how bad and how big that is, and what we're dealing with here. So, and those of you that are pet lovers and whatever kind of animals you're best with, or whatever, you guys know where I'm coming from. There's no giving up on them, you know. So, you know, we just can't shut the door on them and just make it another chapter in our lives. We just refuse to do that. So, guys, thanks again. I'm sorry about all this. Like I said, I am going to make a GoFundMe page to try to come up with whatever we can extra to help this dog, you know. If you guys can share this video, like I said, I'm going to put him in it here in a minute, just so you guys can see how good of a pup that he is. I'm going to let you guys see all that, and then if you guys can share this video, please. I'm going to probably put some links in the description, or edit it in somehow to where I'm going to put the thing in the Facebook part, and so people can kind of go if there's some way they want to help out on this deal here. It's not even a deal. It's just it's the devil, guys. It's the devil. I'm sorry, but this is not supposed to be in him. They even said it. He's too young. It's a rare thing. Why he's got it and how he's got it is beyond them. It's all messed up. It's a messed up thing for him too. It's just like, why him? Why any of them? You know, but he hasn't lived his life. He's not. So let me show you something. So after I pick him up from the hospital every day, and let me see if I can get on him here. He sits, oh sorry guys, I think I got this thing still in this. He sits in the window up there, and he looks for me. Whew, man. Hang on, guys. Oh, sorry, you guys. This is just so hard. But he is a good boy. Oh man. Sorry, guys. I figured I better get in here and get this over with while I can. Come here, buddy. Sit down here. Come here. Come here. Come here. I'm going to get him settled down a second, and then I want to let you guys see. Sit down for a second. Sit down. Sit down here. Sit down. What do you do? He just so happy and so strong to even be, you know, this. He gets these like
nosebleeds that are just so bad. It's part of it, you know, and whew, he's just such a good boy. He is such a good boy. I want to try to get, if I can get him settled down, I'm going to try to get that camera in my hand. I'm letting it charge a little, just so you guys can get a close-up of how that looks on his face and what's going on there. But, you know, other than what's going on with him up there, he is just so healthy, and it's crazy to think that this is going on with him. But hang on, I'm going to try to get him to sit down for a minute and then grab the camera and see if I can't get you guys and the stuff's constantly draining in his throat. And if after he gets out of the hospital with the, because they put him down every day. He gets anesthesia every day, which is, I don't know how that can be any good on any person or animal, but that's what they do to him daily. And they have us give him this other stuff because they say that he fights it, trying to get him to go to, you know, they say it's like a twilight, but they can't even get him to go to sleep on it because they say he's kind of like tense and just fights not wanting to be put under. So his appetite's a little iffy right now on certain things, but it's just everything we're dealing with right now. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to get that camera so you guys can see it. Come here, sit down. Let me try to, as soon as I got the camera. Come here, buddy, sit down. Let everybody see your boo-boo. Come here. If you guys can catch that by the side there, it's so horrible. It's so horrible, isn't it, buddy? Come here. I know. I can get him. He's excited because I came inside. He knows he's such a routine dog. He knows when I come in, it's almost time to get a shower, and he grabs his toy, and he's such a good boy. There's a good little shot of it there. But that thing was probably, I mean, it looked like a big rock in the beginning. It's still big. I mean, it's still there. You know what I mean? But it's also broke his upper, the bone inside the top. I guess those are like they're not that hard to begin with. Those bones there, it's kind of like a soft bone. So it broke through that in the beginning pretty quick. And, oh, God. The worst side is over there, but I know it looks a little different on this side, but you got some dark spots in there giving a different look. But there's our boy right there. If you guys want to go back and look in the couple of the shorts that I made, and just to kind of see how his face was back then, to compare it, sorry. But anyhow, guys, I'm going to keep rambling on about this. Like I said, I'm going to try to set some kind of a thing up on Facebook for this. And maybe try to put a link in. If you guys can hear him, that's that drainage. That's how he has to breathe, because he can't breathe through his nose good. I don't know even if he can right now at all, but and this is what he does too right here. He'll fall asleep standing up because he fights it. He don't want to. I think he's scared of, you know, that he's not going to catch himself breathing. You know what I mean? So I think that's what it is. But I appreciate you guys, really. Those of you that's been there, those of you guys that are hanging on to the channel. Like, I know a lot of people get discouraged because no new content comes out, but this is why here. I just haven't had the drive. I don't know. We're just all trying to get through this, you know what I mean? So please hit the like button, share it if you can. Throw some comments down if you guys have been through this and how you dealt with it or what you did. Anything will be helpful. We haven't talked to anybody other than the doctors about this and whatever you Google and research, but I do know what I know about that oil. And just, if you guys have ever heard about that, the RSO oil, jot it down there. Let me know what you think about that. I do know real quick, and I'll end this.
There was a lady in, I think, Alaska or somewhere. She had an Alaskan husky, or wherever they are, and it had a bad brain cancer thing. And she did orally, and it was a lump on its head, I think, and she did top coating of it too, and it got rid of that for her. And if you guys look that up, you can maybe find it. And if I think about it, I'll try to put the link in it so you guys can read about that. I forget where I found. I think it was in Reddit, you know, the Reddit app or whatever. A lot of people talk about that stuff in it. And you want to say bye to everybody? Say bye. Come here. He's silly. He's silly. But thanks again, guys. Like I said, I'll put the link in for the Facebook thing. That way people can, if they want to go to the link and try to help out on this. It's terrible. It really is. Until you go through it, you just don't know. All you do is hear, you know, but I'm telling you, this is what we're experiencing for those of you that watch the channel, so you guys can see this. But it's a bad thing, guys. It's a very bad thing. That's his little catheter thing in his foot that he has to keep in all week. But he don't even bother it. They wanted it at first. They was going to send him with a big cone around. I said, he ain't going to wear no cone. Are you? No way. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry about all this. I'm sorry about everything. Hopefully this all goes a little smoother in our lives, and I can get back to what needs to be getting back to. There's a lot of things in our life right now that's kind of, you know, wonky because of all this. It's every day we've had to deal with this. Like I said, we got 2 more days of it, and then we'll go from there. And I'll keep you guys posted. Those of you guys want to know, please, if you want to ask something down in the comments, just ask. I'll be glad to answer. I'm sure, I hope somebody's got some answers that I need to hear. Please, guys, this will be very helpful. I'm not even worried about the channel right now. I'm worried about if this video can get out to where we can get him some help. We've got 3 credit cards maxed out, and Friday's the final payment on the 4th max out. But so that's what's going on. Thank you so much, guys.